We have Makram over from Dubai, from Ehrhardt and Partners in Dubai, who's also looking after India nowadays. And we're going to have a look at how the market changes are affecting the supply chain initiatives for the country. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Hello? You could hear me? Thank you. So thank you for introducing me. My name is Makram Kadashis. I'm working for actually a German company, Ehrhardt and Partner. That's why the word is a little bit too complicated. You could tell it EPS. We are based, yes, in Dubai. We have, as mentioned, the headquarters is in Germany, and we have a subsidiary in Dubai. And from Dubai, we are covering the Middle East, Africa, and now India. So it is, for me, the first time to speak in India. So I'm very happy, and also I'm very excited. I spent now the second days in this exhibition. I talked a lot. I had a very fantastic discussion with a lot of you guys to understand a little bit the mindset from the Indian market. We have started already to get some customers in India using our software, but believe me, I will not make any sales speech today. So if you would like, you could visit our homepage or whatever. Feel free. And yeah, if you have any other questions, we have a booth there. So I'm a little bit more interested to share with you my experience. I'm still working in that business since 15 years. I worked for a forklift company, Jung Heinrich, you know it. I was working for Cardex Remstars. I have done a lot of warehouses, manual operated, automated, stacker cranes, all the product what you know about material handling. So as mentioned, I'm interested to share with you, to discuss with you. So please do not hesitate to interrupt me and to ask any questions. And my presentation today is just to share with you my experience so far. As mentioned, I moved to Dubai 3 years back. So my background is still European. So all my logistics, market informations are more European or US based. And it is very interesting to see how close logistics are. Even we are different countries, different continent, different mindset, but it looks like that we have the same challenges on logistics. You could not believe it. But I will give you some example as well. So there's my name. So there is one point, why the logistics is so important, right? Because the world is changing, that is for sure, right? So there is no doubt about this. And we are talking about global world, globalization. I mean, products are coming from China, from India, sent to US, backwards. I live in Dubai. I'm pretty sure that I will be from Dubai faster in Delhi than you from Mumbai to Delhi. If I take the plane from Dubai, counting the traveling time, and so on, I will be faster. So the world is changed, and the distance are not really any matter anymore. That is one point, the populations. We are getting younger, or we live longer, right? And this will change especially our behavior, our consumer behavior. And the last big thing what has changed, you have heard a lot of it, is that digital world, right? It is already existing. Online ordering is one of the things which we are not talking about this point anymore. It is just a fact. And there is an impact on the market. So what does it mean, all this? Fast delivery. I mean, by today, you have Amazon in India, Flipchart already. So in the place where I live right now, Dubai, even in Europe, we are talking about same-day delivery. It sounds very easy. I mean, for who is supply chain manager or warehouse manager? Is there anyone warehouse manager here? So he will understand it's how complicated it is. Right? If you probably don't know it, when around 2000 when the e-commerce started, right? There was a lot of startup company over the world and so on, right? And all of them now are bankrupt. After 1 year or 2 years, they get bankrupt. Due to the one thing, nobody of them thought about the warehouse, about the logistics. So if I will now order one book from Amazon, right? Nobody will think, what is going on in that warehouse, right? And if you multiply that one book by 1 million, or I'm sorry, in India, 1 billion, so you could imagine how many processes, how many operations are needed to get that one book delivered at your place. In Europe, it is very important. If someone is ordering from Amazon, and Amazon is selling 2 days delivery, this is a commitment. That book needs to be in 2 days there. Otherwise, nobody will order anymore. And it's getting so, the customer getting so frustrated if they will not get it in 2 days. 10 years back, I will go to my shop, I will ask, if not, I will come 1 week later, and I will be also happy. So nothing will change. But today, impossible. Good diversity. I mean, someone told us yesterday, we could find the same phone on a different platform with the different prices, right? So if this, it is a fact, right? So how to deal with it on a logistic part? How the market will change? And the competition, of course. I mean, I could get from the 3 different provider, 3PL provider, the same product. I could go to, I'm sorry to tell you, but I could go to Lulu and I could go to Carrefour, and I will have the same product but at different prices. So now, of course, I will get the cheapest one. And the consumer behave. We, as a consumer, we are actually impacting the market in a negative way. We are not, we would like to have all our product fast, right quality, no damages. I would like to have it at home between 10 and 12. So all those behavior will change. I don't know if it's in India the case, but in other places on the world it is. It is already, right? And it is not good, actually. I can give you an example. In Europe, there is some shops. If you go in and you will ask for an advice, could you please tell me about this camera? What is this camera? What are the features and so on? In some shops, you have to pay for that advice. Why? Because they know I am going inside just to get that advice. I will go home, I will go to the internet, and I will just ask for that device from different platforms. So that shop is losing money, definitely. Right? So they have started, okay, I will not advise you for free, you have to pay me. If you need a personal advice about that feature, give me €10 or $10, and I will give you the advice. It's crazy, isn't it? We have destroyed or we have changed this market. And for us as supply chain expert, this is a very complicated thing, right? It will, I mean, it is hurting us. Probably the gentleman there from the warehouse is the one who is really suffering the most of us. Let's just have a look on the retail. Real-time operating, right? So if the retail is not delivering now, he will lose the contract. Let's say it's easy. Several information. Oh my dude, you have to deal with the address of your supplier, of the customer, the kilos, expiry date, and all those. And if you don't have them, so the retail will lose. Contract lost. Reverse logistics. That is probably the most painful over the world. I guess even in India, you don't like the returns. If I am ordering something, another example, I have shoes. I'm sorry, ladies, right? The shoes. There is one company, Zalando, in Europe. They are making always an offer from the sales perspective. You could order as much shoes you like, different sizes, different colors, try the one and get all of them back. From a sales perspective, it's fantastic, right? But from a supply chain, it's a disaster. Because if someone will order 10 shoes and get only one at home, the 9 shoes has to go back to the warehouse. So have fun, good luck, and good luck not only for the warehouse management, it's also good luck for the financial, good luck for the marketing, and so on and so on. But it is how it is. Food. I guess expiry date is something very important in India as well, right? I've got to know in the place in Middle East, there is so many customers, they don't have any idea about the expiry date in their shops and even not in their warehouses. Even if the regulation there is very hard. Expiry date to be tracked is very important because I, as a consumer, when I go to the shops and get that milk, I will see that expiry date. And if it is not the one, I will look on the shelves what is the better expiry date. So if from the warehouse perspective, they are not sending the right one, the company will lose the money because nobody from the end user, from the consumer, will get that product from the shelves. Batches. You know, manufacturer, they will cry on it if there is any kind of alarm and they have to take all the food back. It happens, right? A couple of days ago, I don't know if you have heard, Nestle in Europe, they got a big returns. It's a massive returns. That is not a joke, and I mean not funny as well. If food is not healthy, then you get it back, and you have not tracking the right batch, you get a lot of trouble with the governments. Temper control, I guess, is the same thing. If you don't have it under control, then loss of money. And I have heard a lot of 3PL in India. Everyone is looking to make 3PL. Everyone, right? So what does it mean? If 3PLs company are not providing enough value-added services, they will not win that battle, right? They need to offer more than the others. And from a supply chains, it is not easy. If I have to get to this product, another product, or a CD, or USB, or whatever, that means for the supply chains that I have to do something more. And what does it mean? That is a cost on each operations what I have to put on that services. And sometimes I'm really surprised about the thing concerning cost. Nobody is taking care of the cost of the entire supply chain. The entire supply chain. Each operation you will add on your supply chains has a cost. And who will pay for this? We, as end consumer. But me, as an end consumer, I'm not willing to pay that cost. So now, that is a reverse calculation. The warehouse, at the end, have to reduce the cost at the minimum to maintain the sales price at a competitive levels. It is just a complicated game. Who is paying now? Scalability, of course. From retail perspective, today you are dealing with food, and tomorrow you will deal with pharmaceutical. Completely different businesses, completely different warehouses, completely different operations. And if you are not able to fulfill this, then in any case you will not get that contract. As mentioned before, on-time delivery. I mean, if you are not delivering properly, then in any case, things are done. Now, accuracy is very important in the supply chain. If you are not fulfilling this 100%, I'm not talking about 90%, if you're not fulfilling this 100%, then the game is lost. Transportations. Very interesting that in India, everyone is talking about TMS, right? Transportation Management System. But if I see the road outside, the traffic, right? It is just unbelievable how a software could be better than the driver. Because at the end of the day, the driver has better information about the traffic. Right? It is not, I'm not saying this is not impossible, it's impossible. But we have to find out what is the better solution on it. As mentioned, traffic, right? Environment. I'm pretty sure even in India, in a certain time, the government, with all those X and GST and so on and so on, you will start to talk about the environment, CO2. In Europe, in any case, if the 3PL are not making, there is a CO2 audit once a year. They have to tell to the government how many CO2 emissions they have done by their truck, and they have to pay taxes for this. That is per law. There is no discussion about it. And this will come in any case in India as well. And number of delivery of stops. I mean, if you have to stop 20 times, if you have 20 stops with one truck, and you are not able to manage this, then you will not deliver on time. And if you are not delivering on time, in any case, your customer will be not happy, will be not satisfied. So all those information are impacting our. That is, the last one. If I take the entire supply chain, right? Sustainability. Yesterday, a couple of the guys they told about sustainability, right? And I'm more precise. If I talk about sustainability, it's more concerning the informations. If the information are not occur, then you will not be able to fulfill the supply chain. Easy example. If the address of your customer is not correct, you will deliver to the wrong place. And it sounds easy, but it is just so complicated to be 100% sure that all those information are sustainable. And my favorite actually is integration, right? We are talking today and yesterday as well about IoT, right? Everyone is talking about Internet of Things. Actually, the condition to have 100% IoT is integrations. If we are not integrating all those systems together, IoT will not be possible. I don't know, I'm over 40, right? So I know 20 years back, it was so complicated to integrate one scale with one computer. It was a disaster, right? By today, we're talking about I have to integrate SAP with Oracle, with all those things together, right? And this is by today is even not 100% sure, not 100% possible. So if you are looking to something where the challenges is for the next years is the integrations of all those systems. And of course, resources. Last year, I have visited many warehouses in India, and I would like to share. Probably I should not, but it's probably the right time. All the warehouses, fantastic warehouses. The building is fantastic. All the equipment, material handling equipment, top. Equipment, top. Software, top. Right? Everything is fantastic. State of the art. One thing. Operator, the stuff, right? I have seen, I'm sorry to tell you, I have seen people working in a warehouse with flip-flops. It is a warehouse, it's an operating environment, right? Things might happen. And I have seen so many operators working there. It's too much. It's too much for that work. I know that it is possible to reduce it. So even if the labor cost is not that high, it doesn't mean that the cost of the supply chains will be less. Because at the end of the day, if your labor are not skilled, yesterday we have heard about that point, skilled. If you are not skilled and trained properly, the delivery accuracy will be not that high. The returns will be high. And if the returns are there, it means that will affect the cost of your supply chain in any case. So at the end of the day, you will pay 2 times, 3 times, only due to that missing of skills on the warehouses. So performing on the resources is probably the keys for the next years. How to get your operators skilled to make that job. So I'm talking about logistics, of course, the supply chain, but I have mentioned many times the word warehouse, because for me, the warehouse or the warehouse logistic is actually the heart of the business. If the warehouse is not working properly, if that, that black box, right, that ugly black box is not working properly, if the input and the output into the warehouse is not done in a proper way, then the entire supply chain will suffer. Imagine the salespeople that will call the warehouse, hey, please deliver on time. Even the chairman of the company will call the warehouse, please deliver on time. Everybody is calling the warehouse, please deliver, deliver, deliver. But if the warehouse is not properly organized, then it will be not able to do that stuff, right? So just to give you an overview about that cost, right? Actually, you see here, from your revenue, 25% is supply chain cost, that is for sure, right? And that part, picking cost, right, is the biggest part. And that's actually, that is the only part where you could optimize in the warehouse. If you are not doing this, right, you will be not able to save the cost. So it's mean, these portions, if you just reduce that picking cost by making things a little bit more in a proper way, improving of process operations, the revenue or the profit will be higher, definitely. It is an automatic, it is a very simple calculations. So, but what to do now? You would like to make a new warehouse? Buy new equipment? I mean, a lot of people here, they are talking, we will automate. If the packing errors is that high, we'll put robotics, and so on and so on. Nobody will ask what is about the robotic cost? What is the OPEX? What is the CAPEX? What to do? New operator? It might be. New software? New tools? You have enough software in any case. I mean, you are a software company. You're a software countries, right? From my perspective, it's just the first things what I would advise to all my customers, to all my client, friends, whatever, simplify your processes. Supply chain is getting very complicated, and especially in the warehouse, if you're not starting to simplify it, you will not change it. One thing on the logistic, what they have one thing which is not good. Their wish list is very big. Very big. The warehouse guy, we would like to do this, we would like to do this. Don't listen to them. If you are the supply chain manager, don't listen to the warehouse. The only things what you have to tell them, simplify your process. Make it easier. If you are not able to make it easier, you will not be able to control the operator. You will be not able to train the operator on the ground. If the processes are complicated, they will not understand what to do. So simplify it. And please define some target. The warehouse needs some target, a KPI, and simple KPI. 100,000 picks per year, and you have to control it. That's it, not more than this. Not make it, I have a lot of customers asking for hundreds of reports, right? Hundreds. Actually, you don't need hundreds, you need only one report. You need one KPI, how many orders line you will dispatch per day. That's it. Not more than that. Don't ask for this report in yellow, the other report in green, and so on and so on. It's too much information. You will be not able to deal with it. But the most important thing, what I would advise, focus on intelligence, right? Don't focus on equipment. Don't focus on renewing, making new warehouses, new racks, new trucks, and so on and so on. Be focused on the operations, on the processes of your supply chains. Now, because this is just a good sentence, it is very important, the line between disorder and order lies in logistics. So we are the ones, actually, we are the expert to get some, to clean that chaos in the supply chains. We are the ones. And actually, we are looking, that is a funny thing, I think I'm an expert. Please don't believe this. I don't know anything about logistics. I'm still learning. And this is actually the advice of all of the logistics experts here. Don't think you know everything. Everything will keep changing, especially in the supply chain. Thank you. Yes, thank you. So if you have any questions or whatever.
Yes, yeah, if anybody has any questions, please let's take them this 2 minutes now. So, any questions from the back over there? No? Okay, right. Well, thank you very much. I'll just wait one moment so I can hand over to you. But just, isn't it interesting, the starting point is logistics seems to be the same all around the world. We had the same problems, we had the same difficulties, the same warehousing opportunities, and the same warehousing and that's available here seems to be available in Dubai, seems to be available around Europe. The buildings are good here nowadays, the equipment is very good. We seem to be coming back to the people situation. Okay, too many people involved and maybe not enough clever people who are actually skilled to do the job being involved. That's a difficult thing. Okay, thanks very much.